Why do I think that McClung hasn't stuck in the NBA yet? I think at 6'2", and let me be clear, I'm pulling for him. I like to see him get a shot at the league. At 6'2", I think he would have to be more of a pure point guard because he's proven that he can score. He's averaged over 20 in the G League multiple times, and I think he can play in the NBA and be a good contributor off the bench. But he seems like he's stuck in that little middle ground between being too good for the G League, but not good enough to fit a role of an NBA team. Because I think a lot of times people forget that the NBA has enough scorers. They have enough athletes. They need people to play roles. And with McClung, him only averaging 2.4 assists per game. Last time I checked his assists, he was only averaging 2.4 assists. He's not a playmaker at 6'2", and he would have to be a playmaker because at that height, he's not going to be able to play a two guard, and he's not going to be able to guard 6'7" twos and 6'8" small forwards. So he's primarily at a place where he has to guard and play on offense, a point guard. And with the NBA increasingly becoming taller at the point guard, I mean, look at a lot of the point guards around the league at 6'6" to 6'8" these days. Luka Doncic, LaMelo Ball, Cade Cunningham. I mean, these guys are primary point guards. So he wouldn't be able to guard outside of his position, and even his position now has more and more people that are 5 inches taller than him. So with McClung, I think people also have to realize the situation that he's in as far as the franchise he's with Orlando. They have on their roster right now, they have Jalen Suggs, they have Anthony Black, they have Cole Anthony. I mean, they have like a jam at point guard, so there's literally no room for him. So sometimes it's just the situation and the fit as well. He would have to be in a place where they actually have a spot for him on the roster at his position, and Orlando doesn't. So it would take a team that needs a backup point guard that would have an open roster spot to actually sign him. And when you think about it, there are other people in the league that are about his height that contribute and have played multiple years in the league. A couple of names that come to mind are Peyton Pritchard for the Boston Celtics and T.J. McConnell of the Pacers. Like white guys that are closer to his height, and don't take offense to that. It's just hoopers are hoopers. So just for this comparison, I was just kind of bringing that up. And he's actually taller than Peyton Pritchard. But Pritchard can come off the bench for the Celtics and average, like 14, 15? Or why is Pritchard someone that could stick in the league even though McClung's way more athletic than him? Well, maybe because the percentages. He's a better shooter than McClung. And even though McClung is a superior athlete, when it comes down to it, playing defense is more than just athleticism, because being able to jump out of the gym is a good trait to have. But it doesn't really matter when you're down guarding somebody. You can still get blown by on defense. So lateral quickness and all that has to be taken into account, because if McClung's to stick into the league, he's going to sometimes be matched up against guys like Kyrie Irving, Trae Young, Ja Morant. Those are the people he's going to have to guard. I mean, he can't guard LeBron James. He can't guard KD. He's 6'2". So the defensive thing, even though I think they could hide him depending on the system, it is a real thing. And the shooting and the fact that he's not really much of a playmaker. But you have guys that are comparable to him height-wise that are able to stick. But those guys play their roles, and they do it well enough to have been in the league. T.J. McConnell's not a scorer. He's just a tough defensive little point guard that can hit shots and that can run an offense. So I think if McClung just proves more that he could actually do a better job of running an offense, that he would give himself a better shot to be in the league. Talent-wise, I think he belongs. There's people all over the world playing in the Euro League and everywhere that could probably be in the league and have the talent to be there. But like I said, the NBA has enough scorers and they have enough guys that are coming up in the draft every year to have this potential where they're going to find new franchise players. It's hard to find guys that can plug in and play a role. So I think McClung would just have to adjust his play style, because even at his height, you can improve on things that you need to work on. I remember when J.J. Redick first came into the NBA, nobody thought that he would last in the league as long as he did. I think he played 15 to 17 years in the league and was a starter for multiple years, and McClung's a way better athlete than he was. Why did he stick? Because he could shoot and because he became a better defender. So I'm rooting for McClung, and I hope a team ends up eventually giving him a chance. But yeah, that's what I think. I hope everybody has a good weekend.